What's going on, everybody? How you doing? In today's video, this is a donation request. This is for Todd. This is actually going to be cut into two parts. It is a Alex Lifeson interview. It looks like this is from like 2 weeks ago. So this is from TorontoFingerstyleGuitar.com. David Barrett. So he sent it to me to check out. We're checking it out. It's pretty long, so I cut it into 2 videos. We're going to check this out. He said it gets pretty technical, so we're going to see. Sounds interesting. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos. Check it out. If you like the channel, you want to support the channel, you can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address, and I do donation requests just like this one. So if there's something you want me to listen to, watch, talk about, hit me direct. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo in the notes section. Leave a link, leave a description. Let me know what you want the video to be on, and I'll make the video. You can also email me at jpanreadsemail@gmail.com. Thank you, guys. All right, let's do this part 1 of the video. Bam.
Dave?
Al.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
They're like on the phone.
Good.
So you're in Denver, eh?
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, we just arrived at Red Rocks about 10, 15 minutes ago or so. It's a little bit crazy here. There's like 1 million people out at this show, and
Yeah, well, it's an awesome venue, eh?
it is an awesome venue. I'd forgotten how awesome it is when I got up on stage and looked
Oh,
out at it.
this is during the Snakes and
really
Arrows
breathtaking.
tour. So
Right.
it's not
during the tour,
recent. It
things
was
are
just
going good, eh?
posted recently.
Yeah,
My
things are
bad.
going great. You're a little tired.
Ah.
It's been tough going. You know?
Yeah, I looked at the itinerary on the website. It seems like it's a little busier than the last one, eh?
Yeah, and it's well, you know, we're a few years older.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel it. But anyways, it's all good. The crowds have been awesome. We've been playing well, and the show's been good, you know, looking good. So,
Great. Let me
Yeah.
check my recorder here, make a thing.
okay.
Nope, we're good to go. So,
Good.
yeah, and I appreciate you doing this. I know how busy you are, so that's great.
No problem.
I thought first we'd talk about, you know, we kind of talk about a lot of the acoustics because, you know, the Fingerstyle Association and stuff, and of course you're including so much of the acoustic stuff in the new record.
Right.
And Hope is a great track, and it really comes alive in the 5.1 mix too. And I just wanted to know
they gonna
kind of
talk-
what you were thinking when you
I'm
were
not on this
writing
yet.
it, and if you had other pieces. If you had
Snakes
lots
and
to
Arrows.
choose
I'm
from.
about to be there.
And I know that Stephen Bennett was actually mentioning he was going to learn it and play it on his dobro. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I would compliment that.
Yeah. Because that's what he was saying in Nashville. Oh, yeah. So I just I was wondering, you know, how did you, you know, it kind of really goes along well with the tone of the record as well.
Yeah.
So obviously you took that into consideration. Did you write a whole handful of tunes, or?
What we ended up doing with that is, you know, when we were writing the album, I'd sit in the back. You know, Geddy does most of the editing when we're writing, in the daytime, anyways. And then in the evenings, I work with Neil, and we work a little differently. But while he's doing that, I usually sit in the back of the room and I just, you know, pick up a guitar and I strum along and play stuff. And you know, a few times he looked back and he said, "You've got to do something acoustically on the record. It's really crying out for it. And you should play some of that stuff that you play." And I thought, okay, yeah, that's a great idea. I'd love to do that. But I didn't prepare anything, and I really wanted to keep it very much unprepared and as spontaneous as possible. I certainly had lots of bits and pieces, and you and I have jammed together on similar sort of things.
Yeah.
But we kept it until the very end. We finished all the recording. We struck the live room. All the gear was gone, and then we set up for that. And Rich Chicky set up, I think he set up 5 mics.
I was going to ask you about that, but yeah, right.
Yeah, I was in kind of a little cage, but he had his tape measure out, and it was a very, very precise measurement that he took for what he wanted to achieve with that, with the spatial character of that recording.
Because, like I
I'm
said,
not surprised in 5.1 it comes across.
well,
like
it's
sitting
not
right
that,
there.
yeah, it's not that it's not great in stereo, but it is much different in 5.1. It kind of goes,
Yeah.
oh wow, I get it, and
Yeah.
not that so much the piece, but just sonically, it's pretty wild. And of course, you know, Rich is great, and he's been doing the 5.1 thing for a long time. And I wondered, so did he use mics? Like, is it like the center speaker? Would that be like a close mic to the center of the guitar? Was he doing that, or was he?
Yeah, and it's been a while, and I can't remember exactly what mics he used. You can always I think you probably have Rich's number. You can always give him a call and ask him.
Yeah.
But it's a thing that he likes to do with acoustics. And so we once we set up for that, we started, and I played through a version of What Hope Is. And it was very spontaneous. I kind of had an idea of where I wanted to go, but I just started playing, and whatever came out was going to be what it was. I fully intended to do 5 or 6 takes, and then maybe see what worked the best, and then do an edit, and then re-record it.
Yeah.
So the second take, we played it through. First take, he was adjusting mic levels and a little bit of EQ, and then the second take was the take. And the guys were in the control room, and everybody's waving at me to come in, and I said, okay, well, I just did 1 take. Maybe I should do some more before I come in. They were like, no, come in. And they came in, and everybody said it was awesome, it was great.
Well, things have a way of percolating and organizing subconsciously, don't they, when you live with them for a while?
Well, exactly, and that's really what I wanted to get out of it for myself. I didn't want it to feel rehearsed, and I didn't want it to feel thought out and overly prepared. Like, I really wanted it to be a very pure expression of playing. And
well, so many of these guys talk about, like John Knowles and all these guys who've been doing this solo guitar thing for years, and they're much older, and they always say the same thing. They want it to sound like you're in the room playing, and it's relaxed, and it's not like a big deal, and it's not labored over, and that's really important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very, very important. It certainly is for me. I think probably what is most comfortable for me in terms of songwriting and playing is the spontaneous aspect of it, and that's why Geddy and I work well together, because he's a little opposite to that. I'm like full of ideas that pop out, and I lose interest quickly, so I like to move forward like that. Yeah. Whereas he's a little more methodical, and a little more thoughtful, and a little more organizational in that sense, and that's why we really work well together. We're great at throwing ideas at each other and coming to something like a really positive synergy. Yeah,
and and tonally with the Garrison guitars, a Canadian guitar maker, right?
Right.
And
I was recently purchased by Gibson, in fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Because I was just down in the Gibson factory a couple of weeks ago and down in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I was thinking, it kind of occurred to me that the Garrisons have that kind of synthetic braces, and I thought maybe that would make them kind of brighter and a little thinner, but that would actually, with your stuff, make sense, because it would cut through the mix more, because Rich is probably thinning out kind of backing guitars, isn't he, just to make up, so they cut over all the heavy, big, giant electric tones.
Well, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I think Rich, with the number of acoustics I put on, Rich had quite a time, and he thinned out quite dramatically. In fact, I think probably some of the acoustic sounds, if you heard them on their own,
you'd be weird.
Shocked at how they sounded.
Yeah.
But the role of that particular guitar in the song was to provide, something like a rhythmic presence or something that's tucked into the hi-hat. And I like to incorporate a lot of acoustic work on a lot of our music for that purpose, where it is a very rhythmic thing, and it's almost subliminal, but you just kind of hear it going back and forth and knitting in with the hi-hat and playing kind of opposite to maybe what the hi-hat is doing. And I think it adds a nice element without standing out too much.
All right, part 1. Yeah, his Garrison guitar, I haven't heard of them before. Some acoustic brand or something like that. Yeah, his acoustic sound is pretty thin, and I've mentioned just like percussive and almost scratchy, just like the high end. There's really no like body to it, definitely no low end. I've never been crazy about Alex's acoustic sound, like ever. It sounds like he's using it on this next record, Snakes and Arrows. So that'll be interesting to check out. Yeah, this freaking guy, you interrupt, okay, but like to just keep doing it, I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, let the guy talk. Like, we want to hear him, not you. Okay, you need to facilitate the conversation. You're not taking over. Anyways. It's like, I hear it and I'm just like, oh God, oh God, oh God. Anyways, yeah, so that's interesting about his sound and I guess the acoustic guitar stuff. That's what this is talking about more. I guess, the acoustic fingerstyle Academy of Toronto or whatever the heck this is, right? I thought for some reason it's because the video they sent me, that Todd sent me, was put out 2 weeks ago. So I thought, oh, this is like a new interview, and I didn't read. It says this is during the Snakes and Arrows tour, so it's right where we're at, practically, pretty much. I mean, we're gonna be there in like 2 seconds, so because that's the next record, so. Yeah, we're going to be there in like 2 weeks, basically. Snakes and Arrows. Okay. Give or take. Cool. So, all right, part 1. Cool. I imagine there's going to be more tech talk. 5 microphones on an acoustic guitar. I mean, you could do it. You could do it. It's not like you can't do it, but it sounds like a lot. I don't know. I mean, did they take a direct signal of it also? I mean, you don't have to, but imagine they would mic the fingerboard so you getting these sounds. But like for them to, that's why I'm like, for them to mic it 5 times and then just get like this super thin. I mean, I don't know how this. Maybe I should reserve that for. What were they talking about? A song called Hope or something like that? Yeah, a song called Hope. Okay, so maybe I'll hopefully remember and try and pay attention to like the acoustic sound of that song. My kid is yelling. Yeah, so I'll try and remember to talk on that when that song comes up. But if it's anything like his regular kind of acoustic sound, it's like 5 microphones to get that sound. Just seems like, I don't know. That seems weird. I feel like you just need one shitty microphone to get that shitty that shitty acoustic sound that you have. I'm just not into. I've never been into his acoustic sound. It's always just not. It's not like a great real acoustic sound to me. Like a it's just like a really good acoustic sound. It just sounds thin and not full at all. Just not warm. Nothing warm about it. Very sterile. Very just like you just take. Yeah, like you're just taking a high pass filter and getting rid of everything on the low end and the mid range, like everything. It's just the high end, like 8K and up. Probably not that bad, but like, geez, that's what it just hearing wise, that's what it sounds like. You're just like, oh God, man, what is this sound? Anyways, cool. All right, we're gonna check out the next part 2. Finish it out with part 2. I'll catch you then.